Huh? Hmm. Hey there guys, welcome back to another redstone video here today, and we've got for you version number 2 of our ghast farm. I've made a lot of simplifications to the farm, and so I felt like another video was necessary, and this is a much, like I said, much more simplified version of what we were doing before. I removed the extensions on the flying machine and narrowed the farm down to 20 blocks so that one would work. We also lowered the flying machine by 1 block so that maybe Pigman would be pushed off, and which this is a very important change because it allowed us to lower the farm by many blocks. It used to be at say 260. This farm is now at 171, looking at 172. So this block is actually 172 for the spawning platform, which increases the rates quite a bit on the farm. So let's talk about the farm. I'm not going to do a block by block tutorial because it doesn't feel necessary. The spawning platform now from here to the other end of the glazed terracotta is 20 blocks. Now we chose glazed terracotta because it doesn't stick to the slime blocks so that the flying machine can fly directly on it. Now you could use obsidian or any other unmovable block if you wanted to, aside from maybe leaves, because mobs don't spawn on leaves. We've changed, we've put a new triggering mechanism in, that's this tripwire here, and we've made it so that each section of arrow dispensers here has its own set of tripwires, so that it saves on the arrows. And now arrows are actually only fired at the ghast when the ghast is in this arrow right here, so it saves on so many arrows, and that is the killing mechanism for that. Everything else will fall to its death. As you can see there, we have a magma cube down there that if we were up on the AFK platform would have already despawned. So we don't get magma creams in this farm. We get Pigman drops, we get enderman drops, and we get ghast drops. And so yeah, that's really all needs to be talked about the farm. The platform being 20 by, you choose the length, and we need a 4 block gap here so that the magma cubes can fall out easily. And our flying machine, very simple, an immovable block here that an observer block powers into. So as you can see, the arrow is facing into the dropper there, and then we get a 4 tick repeater, powers this dust, powers that, and then as you can see, it flies in, get the power back into that observer block, sending it back on its way. Kill mechanism by tripwire. Let's talk about this circuit here, and I'm going to remove all the non-essential things. The dropper was just lag prevention. So we have one item inside of the back dropper there that's being locked by this here. When a ghast flies into the tripwire, it will turn off this torch, which will allow the item to ping back and forth between these two sets of hoppers, which will send a signal each time we get a item in this hopper here. It'll send a signal through and then fire arrows out to kill the ghast. Rates on the arrows here, we're only using about 3 and a bit stacks, 3.5 stacks per dispenser over, say, 3 hours. So you're looking at about a stack an hour of arrows per dispenser. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So 8 stacks per hour that you're running this farm. And it does seem high, but my goal and aim for this farm completely was for the casual player to be able to build this quick and simple and be able to still achieve what the necessary rates of having a ghast farm instead of the insane things that El Mango does, just quite simply because they are very difficult to build at times, time consuming, and even more, even though I'm a technical player, it's really even more than I would want to do to build a ghast farm on the server, especially being a content creator. Don't really have time for those things. So anyways, everything falls down here, and the collection system, I'll leave that up to you, but I've just got some hoppers down here, some sorters, and then we'll look at some of the rates. This is about an hour and 15 minutes on these, so you're getting about 21 stacks of rotten flesh, 21 stacks of gold ingots. Like I said, this is a little more than an hour, and you'll get about a half a stack. Half a stack's about right for gas tiers, and you'll get about a half a stack of gunpowder as well, and a few ender pearls, and occasionally you'll get an arrow in return down here that you can eventually take back to the top. I'm not sure what else needs to be said about that. I can build, just in case you haven't been familiar with a flying machine like this before, we can actually set up a basic one here. You're going to place one sticky piston and then your other, and they'll look similar to this, and then you'll place slime blocks and then build them out. You'll actually do 9 slime blocks on each side, and then at the end of the 9th one, you'll place a glass block like so. You'll place an immovable block on the piston here and here on both sides. Then you will place your observer block into the slime block so that it powers the diagonal piston, and at that point then you can remove let's place this back. At this point then you can once you've got both sets of observers in, you can remove that, send it on its way, and as long as you built the return mechanism like I showed you up top, it should be just fine. But anyways, guys, that's all the time I got for this video. Been rambling on for a little while here. If you got any questions, leave them down in the comments section. I'll be glad to respond, help you out. There will be a world download down in the description. Go check that out if you guys want to see this thing in action before you build it. I would recommend you do that. There will be a link to the former video where I have a tutorial for the former farm, which may give you more insight onto the changes that have been made, and maybe even some insight on this farm. But guys, otherwise, happy Minecrafting. We will see you later. Bye-bye.